I come, I upload my property, I go into Airbnb, I message the 200 guests I've had over the last 2 years and be like, hey, you love this place, buy fractional ownership. They sign in with their crypto wallet. They do the transaction. I get the crypto. Now I have capital on hand. I just go into Airbnb and block those weeks off so that they can use it. And it makes selling the property 5 years down the road in America kind of crazy, but I could only, I could sell it for 3 years, and that's a fucking brilliant idea, guys.
What's going on, YouTube? My name is Nick. I am going to introduce to you a new concept today on fractional shares and how you can bring this to your Airbnb property in Mexico and around the world. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a long intro because I have to explain this. What you are about to watch is next level and it's ahead of its time. This is mixing crypto, NFTs with smart contracts and allowing you to fractionalize your shares. What does that exactly mean? What does that mean to you as an investor, to myself as an investor, in generating revenue for your property here in Mexico? So a couple of months ago, we went on a trip to Argentina. We met Jeff, who actually surprisingly lives here in Playa del Carmen, and he is working with a company called WeSet. WeSet is basically bringing crypto and the timeshare industry to investors. Now, how does that benefit you as an investor, right? So in this situation, let's say, because I come across a lot of people that are looking to do this, they want to build, but they want to get their money back quickly, right? And that means in order to build a building, you have to wait 18 to 24 months for the building to be built. Now, again, I said this intro is going to be long, but I have to preface this because it's a different concept. And in order to understand it, you have to understand this first. So let's say you want to build and you have to wait 24 months. Well, you want some sort of cash flow coming in. So what if we could fractionalize the shares, meaning sell weeks the same way that the timeshare industry does through NFTs on the blockchain with smart contracts? That's exactly what this is, and this is a game changer. If you don't understand this concept, or you just are about to click away from here, I can't stress to you enough how quickly this world is changing with NFTs, crypto, ChatGPT, and everything in between. If you're not understanding this and the innovations in all of the industries, you will be left behind. I am going to work on bringing this to life with WeSet to help bring a solution to those people, investors, who want to generate revenue by using a build, but basically getting their money up front. It's such a crazy concept, and this video is going to explain just that. I don't know how I'm personally going to do it, but I know it will happen. So I want to introduce you to Jeff, my business mentor, Dustin, who is actually on this call, and we're going to jump into this. It's super exciting. It's game changing. It's leveling up. And at this house right here, we have nothing but entrepreneurs working on this stuff daily. So I'm excited to share this with you. I'm excited to bring this to life. And I hope that you stuck around right here. So let's go.
It's essentially native technology to tokenize real estate.
Okay.
So it essentially is like any person or company can upload a property, choose sort of like their configurations.
Yeah, so put real estate on the blockchain so that it can be traded, transacted, invested, all the kind of emerging use cases that blockchain allows for.
Yeah,
Correct.
basically, like Nick said at the beginning, like when he first came to Mexico and he had no idea who to trust, like where, like all of the process when Jeff came to Mexico and he wanted to invest in land, like he literally had to go back to Canada to get the money and stuff.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I've done my fair share of blockchain stuff, and it's such an real estate and blockchain, such an obvious use case because there's so many kind of expenses and basically escrow and title companies are smart contracts in its root essence. Totally get that. Yeah.
Essentially, what WeSet does is it tokenizes the properties into NFTs, and within these NFTs, there's contracts of exclusive right of usage. So this is a property we have in Playa del Carmen, and we divided it into 52 NFTs, one for each week. And if you see where my cursor is right here, it's for 30 years, 2023 to 2053, right? So if I want to buy this week, the end of March, which is week 13 of the year, it'll cost me just less than $7,000 to buy, let's call it 210 nights, 7 days, times 30 years, right? So, and then you essentially become the exclusive owner of that time in the form of NFT.
Yeah.
So it's like a frictionless.
It's vacation time ownership on NFT. It's a brilliant idea. Cool.
Exactly. So this is we are selling this apartment right now in this manner, but we're also developing a B2B, which allows really anybody to upload a property and fractionalize it. So probably the main benefit is that if you have a property and you want to tokenize it, you can configure it the way you want and then sell it as an NFT.
So I can raise capital on the Airbnb I have. I can take 5 weeks out of it and be like, well, I need $50,000, and I can sell that. How do you handle? So if I sell this for 20 years, I now have this fractional ownership, which is essentially a lien position against my property. Because if I go to sell that outside of, in the traditional real estate worlds, obviously this NFT has problems because now it's an NFT tied off to an asset that I don't own in the real world.
Right. So I think you said it pretty well. It's somewhat of a lien, right? So any buyer has to honor that contract because within the NFT there is a metadata with a legally binding contract, right? That guarantees the rights of the NFT holder. So it is sort of like a lien. One sort of way to minimize that risk is just to shorten your NFT period, right? Because you could configure your NFTs for 3 years or 50 years, whatever you want. So that's sort of one way to maybe minimize that risk.
So I have an Airbnb in Tahoe. It's deluxe ski in, ski out, awesome spot. I'm also in this position where I could use maybe a little bit of spending cash to put into a couple other ideas. I upload my property, I go into Airbnb, I message the 200 guests I've had over the last 2 years and be like, hey, you love this place, buy fractional ownership. They sign in with their crypto wallet. They do the transaction. I get the crypto. Now I have capital on hand. I just go into Airbnb and block those weeks off so that they can use it. And it makes selling the property 5 years down the road in America kind of crazy, but I could only, I could sell it for 3 years, and that's a fucking brilliant idea, guys.
You're nailing it. You're explaining it better than we do. Yeah. So you raise capital.
He just typed in ChatGPT right here for the summary.
Yeah. No. I get it because that is
a person asked it works. It's just a platform.
Yeah. And since it's an NFT, you could actually, so the second side of this is now it could exist in a marketplace where because the other thing that's shitty about vacation time rentals is fuck, I don't want to go back to Lake Tahoe every year for 5 years. So now you can put it up there, you can trade them, you can put fees. There's a whole bunch of emerging kind of secondary markets or tertiary markets.
For another week, you can trade it for weeks of another property.
Yeah.
You can rent it. We're trying to wrap these contracts around the ERC 4907 contract, so you can rent and set users for people. So maybe, instead of transferring the NFT or creating child NFTs, you just rent it out for 1 year or for that week for that year, and it'll come back.
Dude, timeshares is a huge marketplace, and you've essentially undercut their entire fucking business model. That's pretty impressive.
Exactly. No businesses or middlemen, just peer-to-peer. You buy in 3 clicks on a platform securely. A few things you mentioned. One, I think you nailed it. That the ideal target market is people who've already rented the Airbnb.
Right.
Because they've already been there, they've used it, they gave it 5 stars. It's well, now it ends up being so much cheaper, right, per night if you actually buy like the bulk, and it's win-win for the seller as well as the, it could be a vacationer or it could be someone who sees it as a more of an income instrument, passive income.
Yeah.
And one thing also you mentioned is we do have credit card functionality, so it doesn't have to be with crypto.
Nice. So I can just I can drop my Visa in and pay that way, and then you're going through Uniswap or something to.
Yeah, we're creating wallets. Like you can sign in with your email, and we'll create a wallet so you can buy with credit card, and you'll still have the NFT in your wallet. So
Nick, check this out. You know when you get like the last guy, he's like, well, I want to be able to do this. Like what this does is this gives a monetization strategy to get somebody to cash positive on these hard to invest wonky Mexico deals, right? And this would be you'd be the only game in town for this shit.
Give me an example.
So somebody comes in, they want to build a property. They're worried about they want to get they want to spend as little as possible, or they want to get to cash back after investing all this money. You can be like, well, Cinco de Mayo is the #1 week that gets rented. It gets rented everywhere. The Tulum's at 100% occupancy. So if you wanted to save to get $30,000 back, you could sell that 1 week on this exchange, and I can get you $30,000, but you're selling that 1 week, and now the property, instead of being 100,000, is only 70,000. Or you could be like, I'll sell 1 month out of the year, and you're now getting the property built at zero cost. You just own 11 months out of 12.
Yeah, that's
right?
Exactly it.
So you're essentially finding capital in new ways.
The B2B, because we'll show you like the back end of how a property owner would use and configure that's our tokenization blockchain as a service.
Level 60. This is level 100. I just said Nick's already at like level 60 in Mexico. If he starts doing this shit, he's at a level 100 in America. Like if he packages this up, I don't think there'll be another Airbnb operator running at the same speed as Nick across the entire globe, big to little company, with all of this.
Yeah, because one incentive of like owning the NFT right now, like in version 1, let's say the way to rent.
Eric, Mondo, could you show them what you're working on?
Yeah, can you see my screen?
And Dustin, these are our programmers, Eric and Mondo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we see WeSet, the future of vacations.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I was saying is like you could sell off like weeks, and you could even manage like people who don't want to use the week or go to the week. Like you could rent it out in Airbnb, and they take the profits out of their weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice ROI. So this
also, the best part about it is it's a utility token, right? Because the owner of the NFT has exclusive right of usage. Some models try to make it a pure investment instrument, but then it becomes a security and much tougher to like regulate, right? When you're promising returns to people. But what we do is we offer you the exclusive right of usage of this property. What you want to do with that time is up to you. You could occupy it for vacation, you could lend it to your cousin, or you could just use it as passive income. We help you rent it on Airbnb, and you get the income as either crypto or cash. So
this is the admin side for WeSet. We have until now. The idea is it's going to be a paid subscription, probably an annual subscription. You pay your subscription, you'll be able to log in and choose from different contracts, right? Like Monday.
Are you guys hearing Eric okay, or is he just cutting out for us?
No, I hear him.
Oh yeah, I hear him. I hear him good.
Okay, go ahead, Eric. I think it's all right. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to log in and then choose what type of fraction you want to create, like weekly 52 NFTs, monthly 12 NFTs, 1 of 1, and yeah, we're integrating like new stuff in the rentals. So you choose your monthly contract, you give it a name, property price, description, and choose the property image. You'll get to choose where your payout settings, like where any funds from this contract flow to. Right now, we're on the testnet, but yeah, we'll be on Telos and probably Polygon. So after you create your fraction, you'll be able to see your different properties, you could say. and once you click them, sorry about that. Once you click them, you'll be able to, fill out the form, like how many guests, how many bedrooms, bathrooms. You'll be able to see how many you've minted, choose your amenities, rules, and stuff. You'll have your 12 NFTs or 52, depending on your fractions. So you can set like the individual price for the weeks.
Or your one.
Or your one, exactly. And yeah, the idea is for now, once you fill this out, to create a landing page for your property, similar to the one we have on WeSet right now. It's kind of Airbnb-ish. So you can see like all of the rules, the location, amenities, and stuff, and yeah, choose your fraction depending on if it's a month, a week. We also include the legal contract. That's basically the timeshare stuff. You can preview it, for any week.
And then this can go up to, what is it called? OC?
OpenSea, yeah.
OpenSea?
So on OpenSea,
Right, but we actually will have our own. We have our own marketplace contracts ready. The actual difficult part that we're still programming is the actual token contract, because it needs to be flexible for all of the use cases that we're trying to imagine. And so that is like the most proprietary, difficult part is the token contract that's able to make all these different types of fractionals. The marketplace is actually already done in quite a simple contract. But yeah, there will be our own marketplace. I mean, essentially the WeSet.app is a marketplace in and of itself, kind of. It's just presented in a more like real estate way. Do you know what I mean?
I like the name Casa Chingona.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it's going to be the same experience. Like on the back end, they'll be interacting with the marketplace. And if you go back to WeSet.app, as soon as someone goes live on like the admin service, they'll have a little pop up here. They'll have their own little square. We're also going to separate it into collections. So if a certain developer, because we're also catering this towards like real estate, developers and
So that was my next question is, in the beginning, from a marketing perspective, it's like if we had a product that I wanted to sell for scuba diving, right? I scuba dive, my scuba diving gear is right here. And I created a new regulator, right?
Right.
I would rather just put it on Amazon so to build brand awareness, because as of right now, this is in the beginning stages. No one really
Right.
is going to know WeSet. So is that a spot where you guys will put on OpenSea, and then now you have real estate investors, not so here's my problem, right? Is how do I grab people's attention that have $500,000, especially in this situation of the world where it's like, I need to invest this because the banks suck, I don't know about crypto, but I know real estate is great. How do I
Right.
my problem is, how do I capture those people? And what I've been doing is just putting my information in front of them. So like I could literally take this video, put it on my YouTube channel, title it something along the lines of how I built my Airbnb empire and where I plan on going, and how you can make $100,000 a month, right? Because if I typed in, check this out, look at WeSet, it's fractionalizing NFT, it's fractionalizing property. No one's searching for that. So I want to put my videos in front of people that are familiar with the topic of real estate, but then educate them. And it's the same as if I had this regulator. How can I can, they don't have a like, this is Aqualung. Everybody knows Aqualung, but nobody knows we set regulators. Then I got to study SEO and I got to do that. I'll just put it right in front of Amazon.com, which is like OpenSea for you guys, and then educate them. And then once I get them in my system, in the back end of WeSet, now they will go tell their friends and they'll be like, yo, you have this place in Utah. It's a ski in, ski out, but you need 30 grand to put in. You want to do a HELOC and you need 30 grand as a down payment for your next property. What's your busiest week? if you plan on holding the house for 5 more years, you could just do an NFT for 3 years, sell it on this platform, get your 30 grand real quick. Yeah, you lost that. You didn't even lose that week. You just basically got a free loan for time that didn't
Right.
even that you would have had to wait.
Yeah.
And now you can cash flow that 30 grand for that one Christmas week or New Year's week, and you get that 30 grand, you go to the bank, say, I have my down payment, this is cash flowing. And now from a marketing perspective, you've built, you're insulating your marketing through using other people's stuff. It's the same, the Netflix model. Netflix built their whole platform off of just using other people's stuff. And
Right.
then they got mad about it, and now they have Netflix originals, and we have Disney Plus, we have ESPN Plus, we have Hulu, we have this. But that's how they started, and that's how they grew. So you guys
Right.
are in the me myself too. Like, we're in the situation of using the Netflix model to grow awareness. Like, with your permission, I'd love to chop this video up, put it on my YouTube channel, and then now I'm getting clients to build and buy from me. And then now these people are like, wow, wait a second, this could work. I could buy the house. Like what Dustin just said is, you're basically buying a $100,000 property, selling it for 30 grand for the next 3 years, getting the 30 grand back. Now it only cost me 70, and now I can recycle that money and build my empire. But how do we explain that? Like, you can't, that's a whole nother marketing thing. So we just take it the easy route, use the Netflix model, use this content, educate them, get them in, and now they're using your back-end platform.
In terms of OpenSea, the contracts are automatically indexed to OpenSea. So as
That's
soon as
awesome.
people upload it on their backend, it'll be a part of our own collection on OpenSea.
This
But yes, I understand what you mean.
this is gonna change. I mean, and the good thing is, with the economy the way we're going, every single one of my clients is coming from the United States and Canada. They are getting out of the United States and getting out of Canada, and so now we can educate them. It's the same. I mean, you might want to position it separate once people know about this, but you can position it like, are you familiar with timeshares? Like, people are afraid of that. Well, this is, you're time sharing your own property, and you can even go for the people that own timeshares that are familiar with this, that say,
Yeah.
yeah, I have a timeshare, I know how it works, it worked well. Well, what if you could do the same, and you can do that? We have this platform.
Yeah, we're already in negotiating with the resorts and things around Playa and Tulum.
Yeah, this would take over. Yeah, you're
Because
undercutting
they
all the
have,
timeshare stuff.
these people already have properties and they have like sophisticated marketing and sales channels, right? As you said earlier, like, how do we get an audience? It's been a bit tougher for us as like a startup, we're an unknown company, new product, and like without like a large like marketing budget. So that's why we pivoted a bit to blockchain as a service to provide this like super sick technology to any person with, you know, with marketing or sales channels like already. And just some numbers from our newsletter yesterday. This is like one very like approachable way to sell like the NFTs. So here's some of the numbers we did yesterday of It Builder, the building that's literally for sale on our Web3 platform right now. Is that if you buy a 30-year NFT in April, it costs you $32 a night on average. So it's like $6,800 for 30 years ish. That rents on Airbnb right now with an extremely high occupancy percentage for $109 per night, which is about a 250% ROI right there. If you're just looking at it from a pure passive income perspective, or if you're looking at it from a vacation perspective, you're paying $30-something a night for something that would cost you $110 a night. So it's like, you just gotta like communicate the logic to people, and they don't have to be that crypto savvy. Like, our programmers are making it like super user friendly, like dashboards and stuff. So like,
Yeah,
not
it looks like
maybe you could explain how Magic Wallet works. So you don't even really have to know that you're using a crypto wallet.
Yeah. Wow. That was a lot of information. I hope that helped you. This was about an hour and a half call. I'm going to chop it up because it goes around on a lot of different things. If you're interested, write a comment below. If you made it this far, that's amazing. If you made it this far and you're watching this, that's amazing. Write a comment below of any questions you have. Like always, I will always make a video for you to answer your questions specifically just for yourself. Because if you're asking these questions, other people have the same questions. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the cool stuff. I'll upload more videos, and I hope you liked it. Thank you.